football world, football lads world, football hooligans world, football casuals world, terrace culture world. You already know who it is. The Uncanny, the Intrepid, BOY Diablo, Diablo TV. Like and subscribe, do the things you're supposed to do. And I'm gonna have to return to the biggest name of all, as it were. You know, the first firm. Representing none other than London's West Ham United FC. Talking about the ICF, INTERCITY FIRM. That's the first firm, yeah? Doesn't mean it's the first football hooligans as such, because if you go back in the history of it, which not too many people are going to sit and study it, and they're not, you know, the mainstream is not invested in it, which it's part of the history, it's part of their culture. So you're trying to divorce yourself from part of your culture, but I'm trying to emasculate your men. And I don't see it's going to work, and it's ignoble. With that being said, from the very beginnings of the creation of football, there was already violent and people violent supporting, and there's kings that banned it. You know what I mean? So as far back as you can go, there's sport, and that goes back to Roman times too. Chariot, there was the blues and greens, and the chariot hooligans back in ancient Roman times. They had 3 days battles over it. So the idea of violence in sports and violent supporters in America happens every football game is normal, but it's not organized as a firm. It's not organized to the point that what we call football, proper football hooliganism with a capital F. You know, so then you say, yeah, ICF. That's the first firm. That's the first one to call himself a firm, INTERCITY FIRM, and they, you know what I mean. Then others with business cards and everything like that, and they start. Other people fell in line with that. So I'll give credit where credit's due. With that being said, I know a bit of the history. I'd like to know more, and I'd like to meet some of these people one day, hopefully. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of respect for them. Who am I talking about? Yeah, Bill Gardner. And he's portrayed in the film. Yeah, Rise of the Foot Soldier. A lot of people talk about him. But what I come to see from lads, they say that he never said he was ICF. So more like he's an older lad, and the ICF came up, younger lads came up under it. But obviously he's like damn near the Godfather, you could say, for me. Then moving on, Carlton Leach. I heard nothing but great in Rise of the Foot Soldier, but I seen him talking before, whatever like that. I heard nothing but great things about the guy. Everybody says he's a lovely guy, and obviously I got a lot of respect for him. Then Cass Pennant, right? I'll come back to Cass in a moment. Legend. He got the brand now Cass. I'll let you get, you know, a couple pieces from that or whatever like that. He's probably the most famous football hooligan. He's been successful in movies and everything like that. He goes around doing a lot of positives. So that's a Cass Pennant. Moving on, Cockney Rejects. That's how I found out about ICF. So I'm 12, 13 years old. I know about that. You know what I mean? And I listen to that. You know, that's my stuff. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't even know the songs when I go to England. So I have to teach it to a lot of those lads. So Cockney Rejects. And before I go back to Cass, somebody who's important and dear to me, that man up there in that pub in the sky, I'm talking about Mickey Fitzsimmons, the Business, famous Oi band, rest in peace, gone but not forgotten. My brother with a lot of my people from America, a lot of skinheads from South Florida and elsewhere along this country. He was a great guy, you know. And that man was ICF also, and he taught me some things. So now returning back to Cass Pennant. So I done a video before that I titled it, before I went to English, 2019, a long time ago, and it was like, you know, West Ham ICF versus Miami casual, who's the hardest? And I called out Cass for a boxing match, but it was all done because one of the old school ICF lads involved with a Peacock gym. That's their gym, it looks like, boxing gym. And I always see the singer, Stinky Turner, he's from Cockney Rejects. He's always wearing the Peacock gym, and he's always shadow boxing. So that's an ICF gym. I can see it like that, West Ham gym, boxing gym. So anyway, thing about it is, one of those lads, they had a boxing match for a young girl who had cancer and so forth to help raise money for her medical expenses, and that's why they made this boxing match. And it's like an ICF West Ham Peacock gym now. And he asked me to do a video for the young girl. Of course I said I would. Yes, no problem. You know, and the thing about it is, I just thought it would get a lot of hits and a lot of views by framing it as Miami versus West Ham and calling out Cass Pennant for a boxing match and that. It was all done to just get exposure to the young girl and for her plight. But it was a bit misguided. You know, I mixed too much different stuff. So the geezer, he thanked me for it and everything like that. And some people understood why I did it. But I wanted to do this one to more really say what I think about West Ham ICF right now. So, you feel me? We're not friends as such, but there are a lot of connections. And it's skinheadism. Anybody who's a skinhead. And you got Booze and Glory now who moved from Poland, and they're representing Hammers and everything. So respect the ICF, legendary firm, the originals, and respect the West Ham United. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Sometime I go there, maybe I'd like to meet up with those boys I'm talking about, the lads from the firm and everything like that. But as far as football, you know, I'm coming there with CCFC, champ. Be ready.